wretched slugs. Don't any of you have the guts to fight for blood?
I'm your huckleberry.
Alright, what's up guys? Coming at you today to do this tabletop, and I'm going to do a infield review for this JTS M12AK. I was just looking over the footage from where I was shooting it. I kept calling it the Mark 12. That was on me. It's the M12AK. Just to clear up any issues. So like I said in the video, I've got probably 350, 400 rounds through this now. First thing I did when I got it, completely disassemble it. For some reason, all these foreign shotguns, I think this one's from China, but when you get them, they're packed in like a thick, slimy grease that you really need to get out of this gun so it'll function properly, especially up here in the gas tube. Gas block rather. So make sure you take your entire gas system apart. There's videos on YouTube you can find on how to do it. Apparently YouTube doesn't want me posting those videos, and it'll show you how to disassemble this and clean everything out. Something I mentioned in my review, and I'll just I guess do what I just said I wasn't going to do. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So I'll mention this in the infield review, but I just wanted to make sure I pointed it out in the tabletop as well, just so it's clear what I'm talking about here. Right here, there's a pin, I guess a retaining pin for the handguard retaining bracket, clip, spring. I don't know what the hell it's called, but the handguard retainer. On mine, when I originally got it and I went to rotate this, it came off fine, but then when I went to put it back on and go to rotate it back down, the original pin actually snapped off. And I just want to give you an idea of how I fixed it. Let me grab a knife or something so I can pry it out. That punch, that'll work. So you can see how I repaired this without having to send it in or get a legitimate replacement. That ain't gonna fucking work. That ain't gonna fucking work either. Oh, there we go. I got a knife in here. Alright. So, like I was saying, this pin that retains the handguard clip, it broke off. The way I was able to repair it was I just took a Allen key that matches the same diameter of the retainer, and I've got it set up so that when I put the handguard on, I put the retainer back on. It's going to be tough for me to do this. Will you put your hand right there? I can actually just keep it from sliding. Thank you. I can actually take that and rotate that so you can see it. That will actually line up with the hole. Hang on, let me stand this up. Sorry, I'm just going to have to do a little bit off camera here. Okay. So it'll actually line up with the hole there. And then once it presses all the way through, it will fold down. And it's captured by the actual handguard. Take a knife or something, just push it back down. And there you go. That traps it in place. I mean, I think it's alright. I mean, you know, it's bullshit that it broke in the first place. But what matters to me is I was able to repair it here, and it hasn't given me any problems since. Is it the correct way to repair it? Absolutely not. But does it work? It does. So, with all that said, what the fuck have I got going on? Okay. Have that forward. Line that up. Okay. There we go. Put the recoil spring back. Okay. And then we'll rack that a couple of times to make sure that's fully seated. Alright, but yeah, so when I mentioned it in the infield review, otherwise I think it would have been a little fucking weird if you didn't understand what I was talking about. So I just wanted to make sure I came in here to bring this up. A few details I didn't mention on the infield review. It's an 18.5-inch barrel, 2 3/4 and 3-inch chamber. Comes with 5-round magazines. I almost never use them because I have the 10-rounders. You did see in field today that the 5-rounder actually at one point it did have a failure to eject with double-aught buck. That's that cheap S&B buckshot, so I don't know if I can blame that on the buckshot or if I should blame that on the magazine. But typically this gun runs really reliably. You saw it fed through several rounds of number 6 birdshot without issue. It fed through 99% of the buckshot without a problem and all the slugs. Is it a cheap Chinese shotgun? Absolutely. Is it worth under $300 when you find them on sale? Absolutely. So, just enjoy. I'm about to cut now to the infield portion where I was actually out at the range shooting it. But I just wanted to give you guys a brief explanation of what I was talking about. You'll see it in the infield footage. So, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that shit, and enjoy this next portion. Have a good one. All right, what's up, everybody? This is the JTS Mark 12 12-gauge AK. I just wanted to do a quick demonstration on this gun. I've had this for maybe about a little over a year now. Ever since I've owned it, it's been pretty much 100% reliable. There was a slight break-in period. I'd say maybe the first 100 rounds. I had a few issues with failure to eject on low brass. But since then, I've got quite a few rounds through it. I do consider it pretty well broke in. The first thing you have to do when you buy one of these, completely disassemble it, especially up here in the gas system. You're going to want to take all that shit out, clean all the goo and oil that they ship these fucking things in, and get rid of it. After that, I found it runs really well. I've got some 5-round mags here loaded with some double-aught buck. I've got some 10-rounders here loaded with some number 6 low brass, just to show you that this gun will run low brass. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start with this. And I'm just going to go ahead and run some low brass bird through it to start off and show you how this thing works. I do have a cheap ass Bushnell TRS 25 on this. I've had this thing for like 15 years. It's ran on every gun I put it on. So let's just see how it does today. That's the first mag ran. That was number 6 bird. Got another 10-rounder of number 6 bird I'm going to run through it. There's 10 more. This gun is pretty fucking sweet for under $300. You can usually find these on like PSA or if you check out like websites like gun.deals, you'll find some good deals on these. Now I'm going to go ahead and run some of these 5-round mags with some, I don't know how you say that, S&B double-aught buck. And these run great too. Had one jam on the double-aught. Okay, fuck it. It might jam every once in a while. What do you want me to tell you? There's a failure to eject. We're going to go ahead and try 5 more. Alright, there goes 5 more. Just to play it safe, I'm going to go ahead and load up a few more mags. You guys can just hang right there for a second. We'll see how that buckshot does with some 10-round mags. To be honest, I don't use the 5s that often. I just brought them out for the video because I had them. All right, I got 10 more rounds of double-aught buck loaded up. Let's see how it runs through the 10-rounder. Ran those 10 great. Gonna go ahead and set this bitch down. I've got some slugs here. These are some cheap ass Sterling Tornado slugs. I mean, for home defense, they're fine. They're not very accurate, I will tell you that. We were trying to pattern these things at like 25 yards. And it's got a fucking, with a slug, this thing's printing like the size of a pizza box at 25 yards. But across the distance of your house, it'll probably be great. There's 10 slugs loaded in that mag. See how that's going. Hit. They ran great. They hit so fucking hard, they'll knock your steel targets clean off of a fucking swing set frame. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But if you're looking for a solid semi-auto 12 gauge AK, you don't want to spend a ton of money, the JTS M12, I think that's what the fuck this thing is called, it's pretty solid. The only issues I've had with it since I've owned it, you bring that in real quick. On the clip here that holds the handguard on, mine actually snapped off when I was taking it apart for the first time. Not a big deal. All I did was took a fucking an Allen wrench that fit the same size hole, pushed it through so it would lock the handguard retaining clip in place, and then it bends over and locks in on the handguard like the normal clip does. If you don't mind tinkering with shit, you know, it's kind of bullshit that happened, I'll be honest. But the gun still runs reliably, and I've got a few hundred rounds through it since I made that modification with no issues. The handguard itself holds the pin so it won't just fall out on you, and it does hold itself in place pretty well. But yeah, so that's my quick infield review of the JTS M12AK. For under 300 bucks, pick one up.